Hey everybody, how are y'all tonight? Alright, so this is what we like to call the story of grace. So for the past year we've had someone, one of the youth kids or one of the mentors come up and share a bit about their testimony and that kind of thing, and just really be able to relate to the stories that people have been telling, and that's kind of the purpose. So for those of you who don't know, this is Mckinzie Bowles. So we'll kind of just go ahead and let her tell us a little bit about yourself, how you grew up, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, I grew up in Renton, Washington, which is a Seattle suburb, and then about a month ago we moved to Texas to be close to my dad's family, got a job down there. My dad is a pastor, so I grew up in the church, and I grew up with good, solid Christian parents. But I didn't really deepen my relationship with Christ until high school. I would go to church on Sunday, and that would honestly be the only time I would open my Bible during the week. But growing up in an area with very few Christians.
Okay, well,
next question.
There's the beginning piece. So, Mckinzie, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that you've had to walk through since then that did deepen your faith?
Well, so at the beginning of high school, I started to kind of question my faith and what I believed. But growing up in an area with very few Christians, I knew that I might be the only Jesus that someone would ever meet. And so I always did my best to show Christ and his love through my actions. And January of my sophomore year, my dad and I went to this student conference, and there I cried out to God and I said, to God, if you're out there, I need you to show me who you are. I need to see who you are. And so a couple weeks later, my cousin died in a car accident. And she was very close to me, and she was a very important person in my life. And losing her really challenged my faith in what I believed.
Okay, so how could you see God acting in those situations? How could you see that he was still apparent in your life?
So when she died, I started spending more time in the Word. In the last year and a half, I've spent more time in the Bible than I have in my whole entire life. People would say to me, if your God is so good, then why did he do this to you? Why did he take her away? And I said to them, if God is so good, why did he take her away? That's what they would say. And I said, how can I be mad at God for taking her away if he's the one who gave her to me in the first place?
All right, so what would be some advice that you would give to somebody kind of walking through the same stuff, which is actually really apparent. Pueblo has been kind of, a really bad area for that, especially even in the last 2 months. There's been a lot of teen death, suicide, homicide, that kind of thing, and so this is really applicable.
Well, it's hard for me because she lives in Texas, and so none of my friends knew her, and they'd never really been through anything, and so I felt like no one really understood what I was going through, and I felt like no one, my friends didn't know how to be there for me, and I felt like I had no one who understood. So my advice to anyone who's going through the same thing is to tell people what you need. Like if you need a shoulder to cry on, you say, that's what I need. If you need a hug, you just tell them that, and spend time in the Word, because that is where I found my comfort, is in the Bible and in prayer. That's where I found my comfort.
Okay, so the last question, as we've been asking everybody for the last couple months, what would be your life in a hashtag?
My life in a hashtag will be hashtag strength in the fire, because God is my strength in my fire.
All right, everybody, that's Mckinzie Bowles for you.